again, this is not political commentary. I really couldn't care about either party. I mean, I know who I'm going to vote for, but I'm not going to, obviously. But from, the way I talk about things, you guys probably will guess. So last week when I showed this, Kamala Harris had actually the lead, because what happens is that they're going into the DNC convention every time, one of the candidates goes into a convention, right? Trump had a lead on her when they went to the RNC convention, and then the DNC convention, you get a boost, right? Coming out of the boost, though, coming out of the convention, the numbers just will. But there is a website, by the way, called Polymarket. You guys can literally go bet on who is going to win the election. It's like sports betting. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm never going to do it. But that's where the numbers are coming from. So Trump is back in the lead, 53-46. Did you all watch Kamala's speech yesterday? And did you guys see who was sitting in the front row? You guys see who was sitting in the front row? Huh? A guy named Tony West. Tony West is the chief legal officer of Uber. He took an unpaid leave of absence to help Kamala campaign. This is where this is going. You guys think about this. Chief legal officer of a publicly held company, because Tony West is the brother-in-law of Kamala Harris. All right. But that's a different subject altogether. So Donald Trump now leads Kamala. This is as of today. Leads Kamala Harris by 7 percentage points in the 2024 election. This comes as people react to DNC and marks Trump's biggest lead over Harris, but it happened because Kamala Harris, first of all, I don't think she's an economist. I think she definitely needs great help, whoever the Treasury Secretary is going to be, because I don't think she has a clue of what she's talking about when it comes to economics, because they asked her, like, what's inflation? And she was like bumbling and mumbling. She couldn't figure out what the heck the question was. So Kamala Harris's odds began declining after she unveiled her economic policy. Okay? Again, this is not political. I'm not taking one side. I'm just reporting. She then backed Biden's tax proposal, which accelerated the decline. All right. Even her own people, she's backed by big money, by the way. The LinkedIn founder, a lot of the VC people, for some reason, are backing her up with huge, huge dollars. She raised $500 million in the last 30 days. So that money is not coming by fives and tens. You guys figured that out. It's coming through super PACs with hundreds of millions of dollars getting pumped in there. But the other question is, like, why do these people spend hundreds of millions of dollars to get a job that pays them $450,000 a year? You figured that out yet? All right. So, in her economic policy, she said, I read this and I was like, okay, I deal a lot with taxes because I trade, right? Most of my stuff is on short-term capital gains. I do have a long-term portfolio, obviously, which I deal with that as well. She was like, she said she will tax unrealized gains. I'm going like, how does that even function? It's unrealized. How can you tax something that's unrealized? Like, I bought a stock at 10, stock is at 20. I'm still holding it at the end of the year. I haven't sold it, right? Because you have 1 year, 1 day for it to convert into long-term capital gains, which the rates are a lot lower. They're at 19% for those. And for short-term capital gains, it's your actual tax rate. Like, if you're high earner, you're paying 35% tax. That's going to be your tax rate on all your trading. So you guys need to study that as well. But how can you tax something that I haven't sold and taken a loss or a gain on? I have an unrealized gain. I'm like, sure. I think that needs to be discussed further. And this is the proposal. So she endorsed Biden's 2025 capital gains tax proposal, which will raise long-term capital gains tax rates to 44.6%. It's 19% now, people. So what do you think that will have? What kind of effect that will have on the stock market? I mean, look, when Jeff Bezos sells $5 billion worth of stock, he's paying 19%. That's going to go to 44.6%. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, look, that may help with the deficit, though, right? But I think I pay my share. I don't want to pay 44.6%. This is long-term capital gains. This is 1 year and 1 day. Think about this. This would mark the highest long-term capital tax rate since 1922. I am pretty sure this is all going to get sorted out. Okay. The plan also proposed a 25% tax on unrealized capital gains for wealthy individuals. Kamala, I'm not wealthy. right? I mean, I'm fine, but I don't know what wealthy is. But if I bought a stock and 6 months later and at the end of the year, right, it's doubled, I have unrealized gains, meaning unrealized. I haven't sold it. I haven't put the profit in my pocket yet. It's just numbers on my statement. How are you even going to tax that? How can you tax something that's unrealized? I don't know. Should this be approved? Well, I am pretty sure this is going to take some time to sort out. I just wanted to tell you guys that if my long-term capital gains tax rate goes to 44.6%, I am leaving the country. and there are people in the chat who know where I want to retire. I can't pay 44.6% and deal with inflation and deal with everything else that's going on. I just can't do it. I'm happy with 19%, at least on long-term capital gains. I don't mind paying higher taxes on short-term capital gains. And a lot of people say, why do you do everything short-term, less than 1 year and 1 day? I go, if you're paying taxes, that means you're doing fine. I'm not against paying taxes whatsoever at all. But if that's going to go to 44.6 and then possibly unrealized gains are going to be taxed at 25%, I can't do it. I just can't. But this will get sorted out. We'll have 70 days to the election. I'm pretty sure all this will get sorted out. Okay. So I'm not holding her to it, but then she did say this is her proposal, and that's why I think her lead went from a lead going into the convention, to a trailer position coming out of the convention. So we'll see how it goes.